Hey, Tom, round of 63. How would you assess your round today?
Started off really good. Obviously, 6 birdies in a row, starting from 2, and kind of kept the momentum going. You know, I made a couple good par saves, and I think just a lousy bogey on 16. But other than that, I felt pretty good.
Yeah, 6 straight birdies on the front 9. What does that feel like?
I think you just kind of go in the zone. I had some good numbers. I hit in the right spots, but obviously, making the putts and the when I had the opportunities were big.
Yeah.
Tom, when you're on a roll like that and you make the turn, are you constantly thinking about where you are or how many cards?
No, not as much. I think the back 9 is somewhat more demanding, so I think the focus is more on just kind of stay in the moment and trying to, I would say, just kind of ride the momentum so that when you face those tough holes on the back 9, you can kind of just, I would say, be more focused on where you're trying to hit it than kind of where your score's at.
You mentioned the 6 straight birdies on 2 through 8. A stretch that you had kind of played 2 over in the previous 2 rounds. What was the biggest difference on that stretch of holes today?
I think I drove in the fairway a couple times, and like yesterday, I started off 2 under through 3, and I hit a decent 8-iron that went in the water, and today I hit it to 20 feet and made it. So it's kind of momentum shift wise, I felt kind of the same out there, but obviously driving in the fairway and giving myself looks and making some putts when I needed to really just helped.
Tom, you're obviously safe for next week, but a good result here could go a long way towards clinching your spot at East Lake. How much are you thinking about points and projections and things like that?
I think it's definitely not on the mind, but at the same time, you got to go out there and play good golf. For me, I played 1 elevated event this year, and I played 2 majors. So, with what I've had, this year has been already, with a win and all that stuff. I've come a long way, and whatever kind of happens, kind of the rest of the couple weeks, I can't look back at it as a what could have been. I just got to look at it as a what a year, and try to keep building on it. And I'm just trying to enjoy it as much as I can, then really just focus on. I missed the playoff last year, so being back in Memphis and obviously with the BMW next week, and hopefully get a chance at East Lake, that'd be really cool.
Tom, with it being so hot here this week, how does your preparation differ this week as opposed to other weeks?
To be honest, I've played this week way hotter than it has been the last couple of days. I know it's obviously warm, but I've had it a lot worse here, so it doesn't really feel as warm. And I thought it kind of feels nice. Just obviously it's summer. You're not going to go anywhere that's 75 degrees other than the West Coast. So, I'm just like I said, just kind of I'm just glad to be out here, and despite how hot it is, it's nice to be here.
I know it's still a little early on Saturday, but obviously Scotty's still at the top of the leaderboard, just teeing off now. What's it like chasing a guy like him when he's playing so dominantly?
Yeah, he's only had 1 win this year, so he's kind of off. But now it's it's kudos to him. I think he's probably the best number 1 in the world that we've had in a while. No one's been this dominant for this long, and he works so hard, so he deserves everything. And I'm just glad I posted a nice round on Saturday, and he's obviously he's so good, so we're not really focused on him. I'm just kind of focused on my game.
Obviously a little bit of a joke there, but Scotty in the Player of the Year race, would he have your vote, or where do we stand on that?
I don't know. I haven't really paid attention on who's the best player of the year, because I know some guys have had 3 wins, but this guy's with 1 win, he's leading the FedEx Cup point by 1,000. What is it? It's close to that. So it's pretty dominant. You look at someone else. This is probably one of the best years that someone would have, and it's just somewhat below average. So you can never take him out of the Player of the Year argument.
Tom, and, obviously you say you're kind of used to these conditions. So what's important, the hydration in the bag, or I saw you had the breakfast sandwich? Which one was more important?
Definitely water. I probably had 6 bottles of water and still haven't gone to the bathroom. So you definitely know you're sweating it out. Definitely just drink as much as you can, and you can't drink enough here. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tom.